tonight it was more about...
We just talked about a few things to do with listening to the music and different aspects of it.
It's very much about musicality. So we played lots of different kinds of blues music. We had the more up-tempo, party-ish ones. We had the very slow micro ones with all the little nuances in the music. Kind of a hard class to recap.
Yeah. I mean, some of the things we talked about, like when you're taking the steps, guys, so just the standard basics, like we're not trying to find that step before we get there. We are just trying to power onto that foot, so when we're ready to take a step, we push and we land. We push and we land. And then that took us to some of the more angry sounding music, where we were really going.
Go on.
And you can really, there's no reason you can't use your foot like a little instrument, and you can. So that's cool.
Yeah, and notice when we're doing it though, that our entire body is involved, and that so it's not. I can't even do it without it.
Yeah, I'm not like a rigid unit, and who goes. All of those exercises that we did at the start, where we're freeing up our chest and freeing up our hips. So when we do that, we can, you can feel like your body's like a little bit of a snake, and you kind of boom, and parts of your body are catching up. You can, as you're going from side to side, you can sway, you can put some hip into it, and your hips get there first, and your upper body really drags.
Yeah.
Depending on how music is, if it's slow, it makes you want to transition slowly, or if it's faster.
You really want to start developing a very relaxed attitude in your body, while still understanding how to hold your core so that you're not an impossibly heavy dancer, which is a fine balance. But if you start thinking too much and you start bringing it all up into your head, it's going to start moving into your body, and it's going to translate into rigidity. So you need to just allow that music to wash over you and let it go. Who cares about what people think about you? It's dancing and it's fun. So when the music's like boom, 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 let it go. You really need to get into that. So when you've got the hi-hat action, you can bring that up into your body, you can bring it into your shoulders, you can bring it into your... Think about the parts that you can move in that movement. And we were talking about the way we like to dance blues here in Auckland is not all dirty and grimy and sleazy and it's really about the feeling, and it's really about the internalization of the expression of the music. So you need to bring those emotions out. And like I keep saying to people, you will have a love affair on the dance floor with someone for a moment, you'll walk away with a slight crush, and then you'll have another dance and it may be even more fantastic and your crush will move. And that's when you know you've had a fantastic dance with each other. We talked about micro blues.
Yeah. So when you've got a close connection, you don't have to be taking steps. You can just kind of roughly have your weight split a little bit, and you're just looking to see a good exercise when the music calls for it. Is what can you do without taking steps and making your fellow really move? Can you put a little bit of hips in, and then she can put a bit of hips in, or maybe you can give it a little pop. I was talking about how you try to stay relaxed, but when you want to create a bit of movement, you have a little pulse that comes from your core, so you kind of like tense up your core muscles. We're not trying to tense up our arms and move her, but tense up your core and kind of pop a little way, or pop out, or pop up, or pop down. You can use different heights.
And you can experiment with releasing your arm and bring it back in and see how she works with that, shifting your weight over as you shift her over, and vice versa. Ladies, you need to allow the freedom into your body too, and don't always rely on the cue from the lead. He may be in his zone, he may be feeling something, or he may be stuck, so he might need a little bit of help. And you might hear something that he's not hearing in that music, and it might just make you do a little bit of a shoulder roll. And that might be enough to trigger him to start doing his, and then it can build into more of something. So that's where it becomes a conversation, and that's where it then becomes a really exciting dance.
We talked a little bit, we had some of the different songs, we had the really nice sleepy sounding song. We did a bit of close embrace stuff. And you know, when you're just taking a step, you can really just slowly take that step.
Probably from my playlist called Sleepy Plod Plod.
As opposed to we've got our angry where we want to take big steps like that. Or we have, some of the other songs that made us kind of want to groove down on the ground. We're kind of walking a bit low.
And we didn't talk about the dragging aspect today, but we'll go on this more next time, because this is really good, and it's just really building your blues memory and your blues repertoire and your blues body without relying on certain movements. And it frees you up, and we need you all to be a lot more free to enjoy the dance to its fullest potential. So that was a talkie.
Yeah, I guess you had to be there.